What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about draft prospect Keandre Lambert-Smith. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about draft prospect Keandre Lambert-Smith. He did play wide receiver at Penn State and last season at Auburn for my Auburn Tigers. Keandre Lambert-Smith goes about 6'1", 190 pounds. And he is one of those guys that I think the Falcons could consider drafting possibly in the second or third round in this upcoming draft. Keandre Lambert-Smith is one of those guys that I think is a very explosive wide receiver. He showed down at the combine running a 4.4 40 that he is one of those guys that's very explosive, has very good hands, good body control, very good at tracking the football and things of that nature down the field. And last season for my Auburn Tigers, he had 50 receptions, 981 yards receiving, and 8 touchdowns. Now, he does have a very good pedigree. He is the nephew of former Seahawks great Cam Chancellor, the former strong safety. So I definitely think that Keandre Lambert-Smith could be one of those guys the Falcons consider if they decide to draft another wide receiver in the later rounds. He is one of those guys I think could replace a guy like Ray McCloud that's currently on our roster, being that he's on the last year of his 2-year deal. He could be one of those guys that could be a replacement if the Falcons decide not to bring back Rondale Moore and Ray McCloud. He's one of those guys similar to Darnell Mooney in KLS, Keandre Lambert-Smith. He's a guy that's a very good route runner, a guy that last year averaged about 19 yards per catch. So he is one of those guys that can open things up down the field. Very good at moving the chains on third down when you put him in the slot because of his quick twitch, his good route running ability. He was one of those guys at Auburn last year that helped move the chains in crucial situations because of his ability and his fluidity to get in and out of breaks and things of that nature. He's very good run after catch, but he also can take the top off the defense as well. So I definitely could see him being a valuable pick. If not for Atlanta Falcons, definitely for another NFL team. But I definitely think if the Falcons decide to trade back in this draft and get more draft capital, he could definitely be one of those guys that the Falcons look at drafting to make our offense even more explosive. When you have a guy in Michael Penix that has a big arm throwing the ball down the field and things of that nature, I could definitely see the Falcons maybe in the later rounds looking at bringing in another explosive weapon. And KLS to me is one of those guys that's a hidden gem in this draft. I don't know if he's a hidden gem anymore after the combine because he did really well at the combine. So I think a lot of teams now, their eyes have been open to him possibly moving up draft boards. But I definitely think he will be worthy of being drafted by our Atlanta Falcons if they decide not to go defense. Personally, if the Falcons don't trade back in this draft and get more capital, I could see us sticking with more of going defense. But if they decide that they want to, trade back and get more draft capital, then Keandre Lambert-Smith would be worth one of those picks. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Keandre Lambert-Smith. Do you think that he's a guy that the Falcons could consider in this draft? I definitely think that he could be one of those guys that the Falcons consider. But with that being said, I have a lot more content coming for you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.